Red Hot Peppers, Centennial.
Great set by Josh Duffy just now. Amazing. We're bringing you a study in contrast, not only my jacket, but also the music of somebody who liked clothes, the great pianist and composer Jelly Morton, whose music first got me into this style of jazz when I was a teenager. And we've just played for you the Black Bottom Stomp from 1926. Of course, this was Morton's recording band for Victor Records, the first, his sort of crowning achievement of recordings, starting in 1926 with this incredible band of mostly New Orleans musicians, playing these very intricate arrangements which get a real lot of information across in just 3 minutes of time. Each of them are such an amazing little capsule of arranging ideas and textures, and also, hot jazz. So, we're going to continue with the second song we recorded at the same session in September 15th, 1926, at the Webster Hotel in Chicago. Actually, 2 or 3 years ago, I was visiting Andy, and we decided we were going to go find the ballroom of the Webster Hotel. I had, on a previous trip to Chicago, I had gone to the building, which is now apartments, and I I asked at the desk if we could go and look at the ballroom, and the guy was like, no, what are you talking about? Get out of here. So I was like, okay, whatever, I've seen the building, I'm satisfied. But this time we thought, no, let's try again. So we went in there and we said to the porter, okay, well, we're musicians and jazz historians and whatever, and we want to go see this ballroom because there were some important recordings made here in the 1920s. This sounds like a Josh story, doesn't it? And he said, are you moving in next week? And in a moment of genius, my wife said, yes. So he was like, sure, whatever. So we just walked all over the hotel and couldn't find any ballroom, but we eventually sort of deduced that the ballroom had been converted into the exercise center. So there's still some beautiful windows and stuff, but there's also like lots of gym equipment, and there was like a thing of the card reader, and we didn't have a card. So anyway, we went to the door of the exercise center. So you can imagine the exercise center as we play the next tune. This is a tune written by Charles Luke called the Smokehouse Blues. recorded at the next recording session of this band, which, if we're really getting into discographical nerdery, is my favorite recording session of this band. But anyway, December 16th, 1926, they recorded a bunch more great Morton tunes, and this one is the first published jazz composition published in 1909. Published in 1915, written in 1909 or thereabouts. And it also incorporates a bit of the Spanish tinge, which if you've listened to some of Morton's interview in the Library of Congress from 1938, he spends a lot of time talking about how you can't have jazz without the Spanish tinge. And I think it's true to some degree. A lot of things he says about jazz in that interview seem to be either self-serving or confusing until you sort of break down the message, and the message is almost always right. And I think that what he's trying to say about the Spanish tinge is there's a lot of ingredients in a good jazz feel, and this is definitely one of them. So we'll give you now the original Jelly Roll Blues. All right, the original Jelly Roll Blues. We're gonna continue now with a song called Grandpa Spells, which Morton recorded as a piano solo in 1923. This is a band arrangement, again, from 1926, and it's my favorite of the tunes recorded by this band because it has such a nice feel, and there's so many interesting bits, yet again, showing what I think these records really did for the jazz world was to cement Morton's importance as an arranger. I think he had already made a lot of great solo piano records by this time, but this was sort of the first band records he made that really showed how many arranging ideas he had and how instrumental his ideas became to the amount of textures available in jazz arranging in the early years. So this is a lovely tune, and somebody said that it was maybe about Grandpa's voodoo spells or whatever, but I actually think it's just about Grandpa falling down. So here we go with Grandpa's spells. How about Jacob Alsbach on guitar? All right, we're going to continue with the song of disputed authorship. It's actually not that disputed. It's a song called Sidewalk Blues, which Morton recorded and claimed to have written, but actually very few months, I believe, beforehand, it was recorded by the trumpeter Lee Collins. And it's pretty much the same song, and he said that he wrote it. So, I don't know. I don't really want to get into it. I mean, there's lots of people who think a lot of things about Jelly Roll Morton and whether or not he stole a lot of things from other people, but I think it's relatively irrelevant because obviously he was a fantastic musician and a great player and composer, and many people stole a lot of things from many other people. So, let's not worry about it, shall we? All right. This has a good skit in the original record about not getting run over by the streetcar, but we are not going to replicate the skit for you. You can go listen to the record yourself. We'll just give you the music of the Sidewalk Blues. Okay, well, we played a lot of King Oliver yesterday, and we're going to play now Dr. Jazz, which most people associate with Jelly Roll Morton because of this record from 1926, but actually it was written by King Oliver and recorded by the Dixie Syncopators. Maybe we should have done it in both sets for contrast. Didn't think about that one. All right, and I have nothing else to say about it. I'm going to give the microphone to TJ. No, I'm not. He's going to use that microphone so I don't have to engage in any more acrobatics like we did this morning. Great. Okay, here we go with Dr. Jazz.
Opportunity to play for the first time with one of my favorite singers anywhere in the country. That's Val Kirchhoff, Miss Jubilee. She's going to join us for one more tune. We're going to do something slightly different. We're going to play the Dead Man Blues, but we're not going to play the version of it which was recorded by the Red Hot Peppers. Because we had Val here, I thought it would be fun to do a much lesser known version of the song, which was recorded a couple years earlier by Morton along with the singer Edmonia Henderson. and two unknown guys playing like 3 notes on horns. Like really, there's like the part is just all wrists. Amazing. Okay, so and the horn player's gonna break on this one, and we're gonna do the Dead Man Blues with lyrics by Anita Gonzalez, who was Morton's West Coast wife, partner of many years in the early 20s. They owned a hotel together in Las Vegas, or a bar and hotel. Anyway, later Morton left her, went to New York, Chicago, and then to New York, and married Mabel Bertrand. But later in his life, he went back to Anita, and her story is pretty fascinating. Her family was, I think, from Arkansas originally, but spent some time in Oregon. They have roots in Oregon. And her brother was Bill Johnson, the great bass player, and also Dink Johnson, who was another great musician who played clarinet, drums, and piano in the 20s. He also ended up in Portland, Oregon, where I lived later in his life, where he was the cook at the Castle Jazz Club, where Monty Ballou and the Castle Jazz Band played. But he also played piano, and anyway, so her story is interesting, her family's interesting. There's a good book called Jelly Roll Morton Way Out West, which was published about 10 years ago with a lot of amazing research on Anita and her family, and Morton's relationship with her. But anyway, she wrote the lyrics to this song, to make a long story short, and we'll give it to you now for the Dead Man Blues.
right, we got 2 more tunes for you, and we're going to play the Cannonball Blues now, which I think is a bit of a sleeper, or maybe it's just that it's at that point in the CD when I was a teenager. It was long enough that I just turned off the CD by that point or something. But anyway, at some point I realized that this is also a fantastic arrangement and a nice, actually kind of a rare, slower tempo for this era of the Red Hot Peppers. Most of their songs, even the blues songs, are at a bit of a peppier tempo. But this one has a nice, slower feel. The Cannonball Blues. For having me here this year for the first time. It's been really fun to play with all these guys and share this music with you all weekend. So thanks again, Festival, for having me. And let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, and I have a few CDs and LPs left, I believe, if you're interested. We are going to be in St. Louis tomorrow at the Focal Point, so if anyone is down there, or tell your friends down in St. Louis, we're going to be doing all Morton there as well, so that's going to be a great time. Another hand for these guys. It's always a great pleasure to come out to Midwest and play with them. Hal Smith, Dan Anderson, Jake Allspot, Andy Trump, Colin Hancock, Steve Miller, and we'll leave you with the Steamboat Song.